We go to ring announcer Brian Mulder.
Introducing on my left, he's wearing the green and yellow trunks. He weighed in at 49.5 kilograms. He has a fight record of 41 contested fights. 34 wins. He's only drawn 2 and lost 5. He is the challenger from the Philippines, Domingo, Pretty Boy Lucas. His opponent tonight, the man dubbed as the little giant of the South African ring. He's wearing the black and gold trunks. He weighed in at 50.1 kilograms with a fight record of 51 contested fights. He's 140. He's drawn 1 and lost 10. He's the reigning WBO flyweight champion of the world, Baby Jake Matala.
The hometown hero, 32-year-old Baby Jake Matala. And they say the little big man, they mean it. Baby Jake is 4 feet 10 inches tall. Domingo Lucas, nicknamed Pretty Boy, is 5'5". And you take a look at the WBO rules, Dave.
10-point must-scoring system in effect. The 3 judges score the fight. The referee does not figure into it. 3 knockdown in effect. That means 3 knockdowns in a round. The fight is over. No standing 8 counts, so the referee has to make a quick decision.
But we are underway in the scheduled 12-rounder for the WBO Flyweight Championship of the World.
I can't imagine that Baby Jake Matala has ever had a reach advantage.
No.
Unofficially the smallest fighter in boxing.
Baby Jake Matala won the WBO title May 15th of last year when he knocked out Pat Clinton in the 8th round in Scotland, and he successfully defended the title twice. The first time, an 8-round TKO over Luigi Computero in a great fight last December, which many people feel was the fight of the year. And then his last fight, another title defense, he stopped Francis Ampofo in the 9th round. That fight was in England.
And an indication of perseverance. He had been beaten in a title fight by Dave McCauley, and he had had 9 losses when he won the title. That's very rare for a fighter to have gone through that and then come back. He just kept getting better with all the tests.
Since that loss to McCauley, which was in an IBF title fight, world title fight, he's won 7 in a row. We're talking about Matala in the black trunks.
You'll see him trying to bob and weave, get inside, work the body in this fight.
Domingo Lucas, the taller of the fighters, has gone up and down in weight from 106 strawweight division up to the flyweight division at 112.
And that's fairly significant for that weight class. 6 pounds difference when you're 106 can mean a lot. That would be like a light heavyweight going up 15 pounds, say, to be a cruiserweight.
And Lucas has had 3 title fights at 105 pounds. He lost 1 by a decision. He had 1 draw, and he was stopped in 1.
You hear fighters in this weight class more than any other saying, I couldn't get a fight in my weight class, so I went up to 112, or I went up to 118.
Matala knows one style, that's coming in at all times, and that's what he's been doing thus far in the opening round. Good combination by Lucas as we come to the bell.
If you think racing is more than just...
Round 2, scheduled for 12 for the WBO Flyweight Championship of the World. Title currently held by the man in the black trunks, Baby Jake Matala. Domingo Pretty Boy Lucas from the Philippines in the green trunks. He's 28 years old.
If Lucas is going to take that title away, he will have to take away Matlala's heart. You'll see Matala right in on him the entire fight, making Lucas utilize all his best weapons, and that jab is a big one that Lucas needs.
Matalala's been fighting professionally since 1980. He's had 50 pro bouts. Lucas has been fighting professionally since 1983, and he's had 41 pro bouts.
In that respect, these are both throwback fighters. And you see technical skills at an advanced level when fighters have persevered and fought that long and fought often. It makes the argument that fighters should be more active.
Caution to holding behind the head to Lucas. Matalala's always very busy with the hands. Quick left. Real good double up left by Matalala. Getting the left hand in again, and a sharp jab. Matalala wears you down. He has 20 knockouts in his 40 wins. He's not a big puncher, but he's got good combinations.
Yeah, but he looks like the Johannesburg buzzsaw right now. Yeah, when you're seeing the shorter fighter get the jab in first, that says a lot about his sharp shooting.
Trying to work his way in, and a double up right hand.
Now he's thrown 2 double left hooks here, a double up right hand. He's jabbed his way in. He has shown a clinic so far in the first minute and 40 seconds of this round. He's showing you how to work inside. We see other fights where fighters just bull their way in and take so much, but Baby Jake has the method to get inside.
Was not discouraged after that McCauley loss. Bounced back from that to eventually become the WBO champion. McCauley was a much taller opponent, as are all of Baby Jake's opponents. Jake Matalala 4'10", and a caution again to Lucas for low blow.
And Baby Jake caught a break there because Lucas had just landed a right hand and was about to go in for more.
Good work by Matalala with the jab, ducking under punches.
Pretty good defense, too. You watch where the gloves are up by his face.
Good lead right hand by Lucas, was a little low with the left. The WBO flyweight championship on the line. We'll be right back.
My son.
The action coming your way from the Super Bowl Theater in Sun City, South Africa. As you watch this ESPN boxing special, Sam Rosen along with Dave Bontempo. This for the WBO flyweight championship of the world. With Baby Jake Matalala defending, as Dave mentioned earlier, has won his last 7 fights and 15 of his last 16 dating back to July of 1989.
He won the title when he was 31 years old, and success coming to him in small volumes, really. He's done well with it. Luke is trying to open up a little bit more now and take some chances.
Good combinations from Matalala.
You're going to see Lucas try to time an uppercut as Matalala is coming in. He's got the substantial reach advantage, and that punch is there for him if he can get Baby Jake away from that specific defense.
Lucas going downstairs with the left hook. Oh, good combinations by Matalala. As soon as Matalala gets his range, he just fires 5-6 punches in a row.
And he's calm to get inside. You see some subtle head movement. He's got the glove up on the opposite side of the face. He relaxes when punches are being thrown at him. That's the mark of a veteran who's just done this so many times, and a warning.
And again, a warning to pretty boy Lucas.
The body, he's got all kinds of weapons here.
I agree, Davey. Really effective on the inside. Gets caught with the occasional punch, but is usually taking one and giving 3 or 4 back.
You don't usually see the smaller fighter getting in first with that kind of speed.
Beautiful combination left-right by Matalala. Almost looks like the gloves are too big for him.
Like you said earlier, the gloves look bigger than he does.
Matalala got the left hook in. The referee is Gino Rodriguez from Chicago. Good work to the body by Matalala.
You've seen the left hand of Lucas slow down here in this fight. In this round particularly, he's not getting it off enough. He is reacting to the attacking Mattalala.
Still to come, the main event. The WBO Super Middleweight Championship. Chris Eubank defending against Dan Schomer. Right here, we're coming to the end of round 3. For round 4, the scheduled 12-rounder for the WBO Flyweight Championship of the World. How do you score through 3, Dave?
A shutout for baby Jake Mattalala, and that first overhead shot gave you a perfect look at this fight. You saw Mattalala in the center of the ring and weaving around, and you see Lucas using the entire ring. When you can control the middle of boxing or any other sport, you're in command.
Mattalala constantly moving in.
And you saw him cut off the ring very subtly there, and then Lucas had to move back. He totally took rhythm, Lucas out of his rhythm with one step.
And Mattalala seems to be comfortable in either mode of fighting. He can either be the lead man or he can be the counterpuncher.
He works himself to get inside, and he's got a varied array, but his ring movement is maybe the most subtle thing in his arsenal right now. He has Lucas not knowing where to go.
First one down. Let's go. Box.
Lucas trying to keep Mattalala off him with the jab. And again, Mattalala catching Lucas with the left hook.
And Mattalala had the look of a right hand before he launched the hook, and then threw the left hook and got it in. A very schooled fighter. Mattalala is impressive with a lot of what he knows.
Lucas not a big puncher, and Mattalala able to walk right through some of those punches.
And he's not paying a big price to get inside like most short fighters do. And when you see Lucas running and fighters running like he does, often you have a terrible fight. But Mattalala is making this interesting by the fact that he's able to cut it off.
Yeah. As soon as he gets inside, firing away at the body. A little holding being done by Lucas. And once again, Mattalala throwing and landing 4 or 5 to the 1 by Lucas.
Lucas doesn't know what to defend. Mattalala is coming in, seems like he'll throw a left hook, then he squares up and throws 2 quick shots, and then he's back out again.
Mattalala supremely confident as he moves in.
And when Mattalala moves his head inside, he's still moving toward the punching target. After he punches, Mattalala always brings his gloves right back, so he's not getting hit.
The champion, baby Jake Mattalala, in control as we come to the end of round 4.
Breathe.
Back for round 5 of the scheduled 12-rounder. And it's been a solid performance by the champion, baby Jake Mattalala, thus far.
He's pretty much done everything he's wanted to thus far in this bout. And a shutout, almost a no-hitter through 4 rounds. He's really doing a masterful defensive job and showing so much movement, the proper movement inside.
Caution to Mattalala for pushing.
He even seems to know which penalties to get hit with so he doesn't lose points.
Second time. All right, let's go.
All right. A second warning for holding behind the head. We leave one of those hands free, and Mattalala is going to use it to find the target.
Well, there's a key to his success. As he gets inside, there are so many ways he can go. He's got his head down buried. He loops a left hook over the top. He lands a couple short right hands, and he's quick.
Mattalala at 110.5. Domingo Lucas at 109.25. We mentioned earlier, Lucas has fought anywhere from the 105 strawweight limit to the flyweight limit of 112. which they're fighting at tonight.
The way Mattalala is landing the jab, you would think he had the 7-inch reach advantage.
Yeah.
And if Lucas is having a hard time jabbing now when it's early, after all these body shots come in, he'll have a hard time doing it later.
What a combination by Mattalala. Started with a right, followed with a left hook. Good right hand again by Mattalala. And not much Lucas can do to slow him down.
Well, he's not doing whatever he can do, which is to get the jab out there and slow the movement. Also, he needs to nail Mattalala at least once coming in so Mattalala thinks about it.
Again, I think the referee pauses at 2. I think he's now warned Lucas about 4 times for holding behind the head. A leaping left hook landed by Mattalala.
Well, at this pace, it won't matter if he takes points away. There won't be many to take.
Working the body effectively, Mattalala.
Really giving a clinic on how to be the shorter fighter in a contest and make it work to your advantage. Crouches down low, makes himself a small target, digs the body, and then gets out.
The word people use and who watch Mattalala a lot is relentless, and you can see that. He just keeps coming in, throwing punches, wears down his opponents. That's how he's won his last 2 fights coming into this one, and he's in total control here.
Do you forget everything? 3600 Natick, Massachusetts.
Out for round 6. Baby Jake Mattalala on your left. Now they switch sides. Domingo Pretty Boy Lucas in the green trunks. The challenger for the WBO Flyweight Championship of the World.
And at some point, Domingo Pretty Boy Lucas had better gamble. When Mattalala is coming in, he'd better try the uppercut or a hook because he's just taking too much. He's not answering. He's not making it a contest.
He's changing leads. He's landing the combinations effectively.
When you know your movement and you can get the hits into the punches and then get everything behind it, it's short, crisp shots, and they're very effective. When Mattalala comes in, Lucas will have to try to throw some kind of a bomb to discourage him.
Mattalala coming in very effectively. Fought a very smart fight. Has worked the openings very well, making Lucas miss and then getting inside and capitalizing.
And you saw there how he got down real low, the classic example of how the short fighter must be, and then spring up in a crouch.
The combinations, the right-left combination has been especially effective for Mattalala. Seems to surprise Lucas when Mattalala leads with the right hand.
Because Mattalala could do that when he is squared up, and there it is again.
Perfect. Mattalala on the attack.
When a fighter squares up, he loses most of his power. However, the opponent is that much closer, and you can land 2 quick punches. They're not bombs, but you can land them faster and get points. You just get the feeling at some point Lucas is going to have too much to try to defend at one time, and he won't be able to do it.
Not much coming from Lucas. An occasional flurry like that. Otherwise, it's all Jake Mattalala. Lucas continues to back off. Mattalala moving in. Swarming all over Lucas.
A measured pace in this fight for Mattalala. You don't see him opening up too much and gambling too much. You see him fighting consistently for 3 minutes every round.
Much the way he did against Ampolfo in his last fight. Much the way he did against Computaro last December. And again, we apologize for the occasional transmission problems we've had. These fights coming to you from Sun City, South Africa. End of round 6.
Hey, get in.
The hometown hero takes all the time on the stool. That's the champion, Jacob Baby Jake Mattalala from Soweto. taking on Domingo Pretty Boy Lucas from the Philippines. And the scorecard says
a total shutout for baby Jake Mattalala, meaning that if we're correct in this, and why wouldn't we be, you have a situation where Lucas has nothing to lose by gambling, because if it's a draw, Mattalala would keep his title anyway. So being this far down, why not gamble, go for it all, because he's just going to lose slowly on points anyhow. A little crossover defense there, a little bit of a Dwight Braxton look as far as avoiding punches. An exceptionally schooled fighter, and obviously somebody early in his career who was not afraid to take on tough opponents, lose maybe, but learn from it.
And he's shown a lot of heart and courage by sticking with boxing. When he's lost, when he's constantly fighting taller opponents, showing a lot of heart and eventually becoming the world champion.
When you look at other divisions and other fighters who fight once or twice a year trying to preserve the big payday, here's an example of a fighter that can continually learn, get better, and earn some money simply by being active. You're better when you're active.
Left hook landed, and Mattalala trying to follow up on that. For Lucas, it's been an occasional punch landing, an occasional flurry, but nothing that is stung or stunned baby Jake Mattalala.
And with only 10 knockouts in 41 fights, Lucas is in very bad territory. This is not his style.
Mattalala gets around the 8th, 9th, 10th rounds, and he's just wearing down opponents at that point. And they're just about ready to go. We'll see if Lucas can survive that. Right now, it's all the champion. Mattalala landing. Lucas has to back off again.
And back way off, which means then he has to try to reload. With Mattalala controlling the middle of the ring, Lucas is never on balance to throw his punches.
And Lucas has not been able to come up with anything, no sharp jabs, no stinging hooks to slow down Matallala's charge.
Since Mattalala was hot early on in this fight, Lucas has become gun-shy.
Mattalala banging away.
It's rough being a grandpa during gift-giving season.
Play the Dolphins. Baby Jake Matallala's last 4 knockouts have come in the 8th or 9th rounds. We're into the 8th. He's done a good job of wearing down Domingo Lucas thus far. Let's see if he can finish him off.
And a tremendous style by Mattalala. Now he's turning it up a notch, sensing the 8th and 9th rounds are his time, but he's versatile. If he doesn't get the knockout, he can win by points.
Scored with a short left hook to the chin, did Mattalala.
What has to be frustrating for Lucas as well is that Mattalala is in no hurry. He'll take his time, he'll land 3 punches, he'll show a different angle, land 3 more punches, go to the body, and then all of a sudden, you may just see Lucas tired.
Time Lucas is able to move out of trouble.
If he could simply move to the side there instead of straight back, he would have a countering opportunity.
Straight right hand scores for Mattalala. Lucas misses on the counter. And a good jab by Mattalala. And again, short stinging jabs. But then again, every punch that Mattalala throws is short.
But he gets inside and throws them well short, and the best punches are the short ones. He leans forward, makes himself a little taller by doing that.
Right to the body with the left hook.
And Lucas, of course, is helping Mattalala look good by backing straight up.
By Mattalala with the jab. Landed a right hand, making Lucas miss.
Lucas missing over the top with the right hand. It wouldn't be a bad idea for Lucas to feint with the right hand over the top, get Mattalala to come down low, and then try to land an uppercut right after that.
He did land the left hook, caught Mattalala coming in, and that's a good combination. Lucas looks real tired here. Missing a lot of punches in this round.
Lucas needs 4 arms to defend himself in this fight. He's too short.
Lucas trying anything he can to keep Mattalala off him. But the one thing he's not trying is throwing the sharp punches.
This is a round he could have kept Mattalala off him a little bit. Mattalala has not been as ruthless as other rounds.
But Lucas looking real tired, and Mattalala continues to score.
You can breathe.
Out for round 9 on our ESPN boxing special, being fought in Sun City, South Africa. This for the WBO Flyweight Championship of the World. Baby Jake Mattalala in the black trunks defending against Domingo Pretty Boy Lucas in the green. And this has become a totally one-sided fight with Mattalala just banging away at Lucas.
Mattalala has a lead about as big as South Africa in this fight as he's come on and really made very few mistakes, and Lucas does not have the puncher's answer to whatever chances are out there.
Trade of hooks, and again. And as Dave pointed out, it is totally one-sided. Now Mattalala goes down, ruled to slip.
Lucas is trying to be a little more aggressive in this round. He's pounded the body a couple times with his right hand, and he's taking shots, but he still has to gamble. Even if he gets knocked out here, he must gamble.
We can't understand them in the corner, but it's safe to say that they've told him you just have to go for it. As you pointed out, he's got to gamble, and maybe that should have started a couple of rounds ago. But into round 9, they have to know that it's a one-sided fight, and the caution to Mattalala to keep his head up, so he goes in with 4 or 5 punches.
Lucas is gambling. He tried to throw the left hook downstairs, and he took 3 shots to the head for trying.
Lucas's legs are very, very wobbly now. Very unsteady. He's trying to come back and collect himself. Trying to land one big punch. But Matallala's combinations really taking a lot out of Lucas.
And the problem with a fighter who's way behind, maybe to get his senses back, he needs to collect himself, but there's no time. Lucas has to try and throw some combinations. That's another problem he's had in this fight. He throws one, then gets hit with 3.
Look at that. Left, right, left from Mattalala. Beautiful combination.
And then he's gone. He's not there for the counter.
Solid performance by the WBO flyweight champion, Baby Jake Mattalala, in his 3rd title defense. Landing the left hook again.
For a fighter, that's the most frustrating thing, to get hit with 3 punches, then to turn around, hey, where's my countering chance? It's gone.
Lucas went the distance with a hard-hitting strawweight champion, Ricardo Lopez, so he can take a punch, and he's taking some solid punches from Baby Jake Mattalala. Good body shots from Mattalala, and he made Lucas pay for a lazy left hook. And again, the combinations from Mattalala, and punches after the bell. End of round 9. And not much you can say for the chances of Domingo Pretty Boy Lucas in this one. It's been all Baby Jake Mattalala, and a really, really good performance.
And what's this? You see the contrasting style. The stylist versus the fighter on the inside. And in this case, the inside fighter has totally won out. There is a nice combination thrown by Baby Jake, and then he's gone. He's not right in front for the counter.
And there you see the WBO super middleweight champion of the world, Chris Eubank, who will be making his 13th title defense in the super middleweight division. He's won 10. He's had 2 draws.
And dating back to his previous title, 17 fights in a row.
Wow. Good crowd at the Super Bowl Theater in Sun City, South Africa. This is round 10. Still to come, the main event, a super middleweight championship with Chris Eubank defending against Dan Schomer of Minneapolis. Good combinations again by Mattalala. Lucas has been able to survive into the 10th round, but basically that's all he's doing now is surviving.
Simply taking a beating at this point, trying for the one lucky shot, and Mattalala is timing that and making him pay with 2 to the head.
Every punch, just about every punch now landing by Mattalala. Jabs, straight right hands, hooks. He took one.
If you see a 5 or 6 punch combination, that's when Lucas is going to go down. Baby Jake has been content with landing 3 punches and then getting out.
And Lucas basically throwing 1 punch at a time. Sharp jabs by Mattalala. And the right hand score.
This has been surgical precision by Mattalala, cutting off the ring, using the ring perfectly well, and simply taking Lucas out of a fight plan.
It's been perfection for the champion thus far. And a tired Domingo Lucas trying to hang in there. Trade of hooks. And a good right hand by Mattalala. And you saw that was the example of what you said. He was out of there in a flash.
No way to get back in. Now, had he stayed right in front of Lucas, he could have gambled and maybe gotten a knockout there. But he'll be content to rack up the points.
And Mattalala, even with the comfortable lead, just keeping up the attack, pressing the attack, not sitting back at all, fighting his fight all the way.
He doesn't want to get too defensive and maybe give away what he's worked so hard to achieve here. But it takes a lot. It goes against human nature to fight on the inside and to go toward your opponent's punches, which is the way to fight inside. He's done that.
Right on the chin with the left hook. Good combination again by Mattalala. He'll lead with hooks. He'll lead with the straight right hand, and then he's got the sharp jab.
And then he'll lead with hooks and finish off with hooks. Keep the combination perfect.
We're stepping out at the end of round 10, but we'll be right back.
Or send 9 to the address on your screen.
Round 11 of the scheduled 12-rounder for the WBO Flyweight Championship of the World. And the champion has been spectacular. Baby Jake Mattalala. Just working so effectively, non-stop. He hasn't let up for a moment. In great shape, great condition, and landing effectively.
And after establishing early dominance, he's been on a cruise control, high-level cruise control. He knows he can win these rounds. If the knockout opens up, he'll go for it. Otherwise, he'll pitch a lopsided victory here.
A very smart fighter.
You don't see very many craftsmen who can give you the head movement, who can slip punches and get inside. Slipping punches is a lost art.
Mattalala well-schooled. Works all of his punches well, works the body and the head. Despite giving away 7 inches in height, he's been effective upstairs. He's been effective to the body as well.
Well, in this fight, he can certainly assassinate the myth about reach. When it's used well, reach is an intangible asset, but a fighter with determination will take that reach away.
And that's been the story of Mattalala's career, determination. Good with the hooks. He's looking for his 7th consecutive win. Good jabs by Mattalala, just backing off Lucas. Lucas has done a little holding.
And you'd hate to fight Mattalala in the street because he could simply wear you down and take all night. he could fight like this for 25 rounds.
The right hand finishing the combination for Mattalala. Lucas trying to answer back. I think after you fight Mattalala, you just come out sore all over. I mean, he's landed punches to every part of your body.
And you don't remember big bombs, so you say, why am I sore all over the place?
A little low that time was Mattalala. His percentage of punches landed extremely high. Good work with the left hand by Mattalala. Well, we mentioned Lucas low with the left hook. We mentioned Lucas hanging in there and trying to survive, and it looks as if he will survive as we head for round 12. Lucas trying to go to the body in this round. End of round 11. And a strong performance by the champion. A little question as to the outcome of this one, and it'll be only interesting to see where maybe Jake Mattalala goes from here. Certainly holding the WBO title has been good for him. He's fought most of his fights in South Africa, but still there may be bigger and better things out there for him.
You hope that somewhere that they can get the weight right and fight a Carvajal or someone like that, get in there and make it interesting as there's Schomer.
Had a look at 34-year-old Dan Schomer warming up for his title bout. Here's a look at baby Jake in action in the 11th.
3 quick shots on the inside after a lazy jab by Lucas.
Dan Schomer, a southpaw from Minneapolis, will challenge Chris Eubank for the WBO 168-pound World Championship, the Super Middleweight Championship. That's coming up right after this bout in our main event. Out for the final round. And both men have been the 12-round distance several times in their career.
What's impressive about Mattalala is that he has not had any streak as far as his intensity. It's been an even performance from bell to bell. And that's a veteran who knows how much to do to win rounds.
And is he landing with both hands and then slipping the counters of Lucas. Lucas trying to answer back, trying to land something, but his arms are tired. He's slow with his punches, and he is taking a pounding from Mattalala here in the 12th.
Some good defense by Mattalala as Lucas tried to jab and throw a right hand, but the jab was blocked. Therefore, the right hand meant.
Fourth title try for Domingo Lucas will end in failure. It'll be his third loss in a title fight. He's had one draw. But Mattalala just simply too good for him. Lucas certainly takes a punch well, but Mattalala just too good for Domingo Lucas.
Well, good combination. You can't give him power. You can't really make him a better puncher than he is. He needs to be a technician and utilize the ring and do something to get some respect, and he's simply not been able to do that. A lot of arm punching by Lucas in this fight.
And a little dancing by Mattalala for the fans to turn on the hometown crowd. Good combination by Mattalala. Very rarely will you see Mattalala throw one punch at a time. And now he is putting on a show for the fans.
Well, Mattalala has won these rounds so easily from a point standpoint. He hasn't really been gambling that much, going for a knockout. Now he's turning it up a little bit here, but this is one of those, it's settled into an easy victory by decision, and he has fought that way.
Now we've got Mattalala pitching a shutout. It'll be interesting to see if the judges have given Lucas anything, maybe a round for showing up.
That's about it. Several times in this fight, Mattalala could have opened up and went for a knockout, but he stayed back and simply piled up the huge points. Hey, he'll keep the title this way.
Lucas hurting. Mattalala waves to the crowd, urges them to cheer on as he acknowledges the crowd. Lucas does as well. A little shuffle by Mattalala. He's having a good time in there.
Hey, there has to be a rule. No bolo unless you've got at least a 50% knockout ratio. And neither fighter does.
Baby Jake Mattalala, right tonight, he can do anything he wants. Total command. He is the champion, and he has fought like a champion. Just a masterful performance
This has been a mugging, a strategic and surgical mugging.
The final seconds tick off. The best thing that can be said for Domingo Lucas is that he has survived and gone the distance, but the crowd at the Super Bowl Theater on its feet, acknowledging their hometown hero, baby Jake Matalala. What a performance by the champion. And now it's just a matter of adding up the totals, and it should come out to 120 to 108.
That would be exactly right. Very good subtlety shown by baby Jake Matalala. Good head movement on the inside. Showed a lot about slipping punches and showing some of the things that have become a lost art in boxing.
Terrific performance by baby Jake Matalala in his third title defense. His first one was back in December, also in Sun City. There is Chris Eubank, a man from England, grew up in New York, back in England, fighting out of London. He is the WBO super middleweight champion of the world, and he is quite a showman and quite a boxer.
Never lost a fight, showing how you have to be warmed up. And look at beads of sweat are all over.
Here's baby Jake Matalala, posing for the photographers, acknowledging the crowd. It's been a special night for him. He's put on quite a show for the people in Sun City.
He's dissected a taller style yet again.
Give you the official scoring.
Here's the official scoring. Brian Mulder standing by. Should be easy enough. And Brian's not quite ready. We'll get it to him in a minute. Brian
is having a good time anyway.
Brian should just give the scoring on his own. He knows it. There's baby Jake, 32 years old. As we mentioned, won the title in May of 1993. And this is his third title defense and will be his third successful title defense, as we show you a little 12th round action.
And the head movement by Matalala, there's a little shake and bake. He doesn't want to go out without a punctuation mark.
Well, he must know that Chris Eubank is in the house, so he's got to put on a little show of his own.
Maybe set the stage. He's the opening act for the main concert performer.
Still waiting for the official announcement. So is Domingo Lucas. I think you can tell which one's the winner. Here's Brian Mulder with the announcement.
Judge Paul Thomas scores the fight 118. 110. Judge Luisa Fernandez scores the fight 118. 110. Judge Roy Francis scores the fight 119. 110. And still the WBO.
Well, the judges did give Domingo Lucas a couple of rounds. 2 rounds on the cards of 2 judges, 1 round and 1 even on one of the judges' scorecards. But no doubt, a dominant performance by the champion, baby Jake Matalala. We'll be back with our main event.